Hello everyone, my name is Sahil and I'm a real estate consultant and welcome to my channel Real Estate with Sahil. So this is the episode 3 of the series Middle Class Wealth Destroyer, and in this episode we'll be talking about more about how appreciation of a real estate, especially a commercial real estate, is calculated. How do you calculate the appreciation, and how do you calculate the rental yield? I mean, that's the part of, like, it's combined is what you gain out of a real estate. That's how you calculate the actual value of your real estate. So also I'll be talking about more about, you know, the life cycle journey of a real estate, how a life cycle of a real estate works. Okay, so before moving on, in episode 1 we talked about how commercial is oversupplied, how it's unpredictable. The future of commercial real estate, nobody knows what's going to happen. So we have talked about both the points and introduction of the channel, the objective of this channel, why do I have created this channel, and in the episode second we talked about how the tips, not the tips, the tricks used by the developer to sell you these commercial properties, either it's a shop, mall, office space, anything. Okay, anything commercial. Also we have talked about how the developer mindset is when the person is constructing, the developer is making a commercial real estate, how their mindset works and how the consumer mindset works. So do check both the episodes to get the better insight, the perfect insight about that. So moving forward, now, like, let's understand what is the value in investing in a real estate. So when you invest in real estate, there are two types of values. One is your appreciation, the property price, which goes up by time. So the circle area, the rate, not circle area, the rate which is selling in. Circle area is generally less, but that's the minimum guarantee. Okay, so let's understand the resale value of a property. You can say that how much it will appreciate in the upcoming years. So, and the rental yield, that is also considered the part of your property value or a real estate value. So let's assume you have a residential plot which has 1 crore 1 cr value. So every year that particular property can expect at least 8 to 10% appreciation in value of the property. That goes, like, that is related to the cities. It's related towards the top 10 12 cities where the property is. In tier 2 or tier 3 cities, the appreciation might not be that much, and the rental is not also that much, but in the top tier cities, that is what you can expect, 8 to 10% of a value, annual appreciation of a particular property. Okay, it's for the residential. Okay, and you can expect somewhat around 3 to 6% of rental yield, depending upon the property and depending how you have maintained it, the locality of the area, the gentry of the society or the township you're in, many factors, considering many factors. Okay, so now let's understand how this thing works in commercial real estate, and let's understand why it's really really bad to invest in a commercial real estate in terms of appreciation of a property and the appreciation of that, the appreciation of the rental. Okay, so let's start. Let's look into the appreciation. Commercial appreciation is dependent upon the value of attracting the, like, how much footfall is there in the particular area where the commercial real estate is. It's mostly for shops. For office, another parameter is there, but let's not go into the office space. Let's understand the value for shop. Okay, first shop, then we'll think about office. Okay, so the footfall decides how well a business can do. So if 1 lakh people are coming there in a 24-hour period, then the footfall is high and the chances of a business being successful there significantly great if the footfall is maybe 10,000 people or hardly 8k people per day coming there. So then the footfall is very low and the people going towards the business which is running at that commercial is less. So this is the appreciation of a particular property. If the footfall is there, the prices will go up because business are doing well and there is a fierce competition to be in that particular spot, and that's how rental is derived. Same logic for the rent also. If people are coming to that particular area, rent is high, so then the appreciation is high. That's how the commercial appreciation works. So what happens if the footfall is not there? So let's assume there is a particular place. 3 years it was the most happening place in the town. Everyone was going there. The extremely high footfall, everybody want to go there. For 5 years it was great, almost great. Like couple 3 years it was at peak. It was the most happening spot in the city, most go to place. Then the next 2 years it started declining, and now 7 years nobody wants to go that particular spot. Now what happens to the rental yield? The business will move out instantly. If the people are not there, people will vacate the shop and go somewhere where people are going. Now what happens to the rental is dead. So at the highest you enjoyed the premium of rent. Businesses were like, business were lining out to book your particular shop, to rent it out ASAP, to open the business and enjoy the footfall and enjoy the commercial activity, the transaction of. Okay, now but the footfall is there, not there, business won't go. Business will leave the particular area, and now the rental value of the commercial is dead because nobody's going there and nobody wants to rent it out, and that's it. Now imagine if you are getting, like, assume 10% rental yield for the first 3 years, and then it was like 10, 11, 12, and that's how it went. And now it's on an average for first 5 years got 10% rental yield per year. Okay, now the footfall is not there. Nobody's going. What's the rental yield? Nobody wants to rent it out. Even if somebody is going to rent it out, what's that? Maybe 1%, maybe 2%. At max would be 3%. That won't be the case. 3% is hypothetical scenario. It will be only for the shops which have the best locality. It's a ground floor shop in the front of the market. That's the 3%, and that 3% will determine the value of your particular shop. Sometimes people say that the rental, the appreciation of the commercial is also there. That appreciation is related to the appreciation of the residential project near it. So if the residential prices go up, commercial will definitely go up, but it won't match the residential because the footfall is not there. If the footfall is there and everybody wants to go and everything is going, then it can beat the residential prices. The appreciation can be beaten. But how constant is that footfall? The problem is that if it works for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, great. What happens fourth year, fifth year? What happens after 10 years? What happens after 15 years? And investing in a real estate is, at least you should be there in for 15 years. That is the bare minimum you should be in there. So that is the number one issue. You cannot calculate the appreciation of a particular commercial real estate, because after 10 years nobody knows what's going to happen to the particular area, the footfall of the area, and maybe after 10 years that place is dead. Nobody wants to go there, and renting that out is a very extreme, any hectic task. You're hardly even getting 1.5% rental yield. And what about selling it? You can't, because if you cannot rent a particular commercial space, either it's a shop or a showroom or anything, a shop in a mall, then nobody is going to buy it, because the only way of earning any money out of a commercial is renting it out, or you're doing your own business. But that's not how it works. Doing business is different, and renting a commercial is different. So if someone is renting, if you cannot rent it, you cannot sell it. If you cannot sell it, then your money is lost. Imagine if you bought a 1.5 crore shop or a showroom in a mall, it did well for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. It was going great, decent, above average, good, somewhere around that. And now suddenly the footfall is dead because some other builder comes there, and they created another go-to spot, and everyone is going out there. All the top brands are there, top spots to eat, hang out, socialize, all the biggest pubs, everything is there in the upcoming new project. And now your project is left there, and nobody wants to come there. Now you cannot sell the property, you cannot rent it out, and now your money is doomed. So 1.5 cr for what you bought it, you expected it to become 3 cr in 10 years, not 3. Let's assume 2 crs, 2.5 crs, and you might get a rental of 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, something like. You might have been gotten that in the couple of early days, but now what? After 10 years, what's after 8 years, 10 years, what's now? Nobody's going there. Your property is doomed. That's how you calculate the rental of a particular house. I mean, not a house, a shop. And now assume if you bought 1.5 crore a residential property, so the worst case scenario would be that it was going good for 10 years. Now it might not be that premium of a society, not everybody wants to live there, but it won't be the worst, and it won't be the nobody wants to go there. People need a place to live. People don't need a place to do business, but people will always need a place to live. And it might not attract the best possible return, but it will attract something. That's how you can compare of a, I mean this is the worst case scenario of a residential property, and what I've taken for the commercial real estate, this is the best case scenario. I'm comparing the best case scenario of a commercial real estate to the worst case scenario of a residential property. And you can see the worst of a residential is the worst. It can be you are going to stay in that place. You're not able to rent it out at a decent price. You go and live in that area. Your kids can live in that area. Your some relatives, some friends' kids, anyone can live in that area. Or worst case scenario, bachelors will take it for the rent. But what happens if the commercial of a shop in a mall is not working? You cannot go and start your own shop. What's the point of your business running successful? Because if there is no footfall, if anyone else business is not running in that particular area, how can your work? So this is how commercial is really bad. The best case scenario for commercial of a top A grade mall or of a top A grade place where business is happening, commercial is this. The future is so sad. Then how can you invest to like how can you imagine to create wealth by investing in a commercial? That's not practically possible. And that is why I strongly recommend to never, for the middle class families, to never get in commercial real estate. I have covered majority, main part of it in the first and second videos. Now this third video, I'm giving you the crux of how the journey of a commercial will going to take place. That's it. So this is it for this video. If you liked it, please comment loving it. In any of the series, go out there, comment loving it. If you really like it, do comment episode 1, 2, 3 or in the upcoming videos. Wherever you find it, wherever you like it, just comment loving it. And do like, share, subscribe, and let me know if you have anything else. Bye. See you next time.